Hi guys, welcome to day 17 of math. Okay, we'll just start right in. We're going to be doing lesson 19 homework. We're just going to do the first page or first few problems. Lesson 19, it's on page 249. Should look like this, triangles. Okay. I will use orange for your answers. Answers are in orange. So let me write out the problems. 18 divided by 3 equals. Label the array, then fill in the blanks to make the true number statements. Okay, and it said 9 divided by 3 equals blank. Then below says 9 divided by 3 equals blank. And then underneath says 18 divided by 3 equals 9 divided by 3 plus 9 divided by 3 equal like that, right? Okay, equals 3 plus blank equals blank. Oh no, they gave us the answer too. Okay, so this one's number 1, right at the top. This one's pretty easy. They actually gave us a lot of answers in it already. Okay, so the first thing is, let's look at our sign. We're divided. Okay, they broke it up into 2 different groups, and they started with the first one, 9. Okay, divided by 3 equals. Now, let's look at this like kind of like a scientist for a little bit. Let's examine what answers they've already given us, because that might help it make it a little bit easier for us. So we can go right to the problem down here. First off, we see that these are both the same numbers, so the answers are going to both be the same. Second, if we go down here and look at this answer, they already gave us the first one of 3. And if you remember, this answer, whatever it's under, is the actual answer it's giving us. So 9 divided by 3 underneath it equals 3. So we already know that, so we can fill in the 3. The 3 is also referring to the amount of rows. Remember, the first one that they show us up here is typically always the columns. We can actually count our columns. And the columns are 1, 2, 3 columns. Okay? They broke it up into 2 problems. They did 9 divided by 3. So 9 is the total amount. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And we divide it into 3 columns. 1, 2, 3. So remember, because this is breaking up, we see this dotted line. It's only talking about this up here. So the 3 shows the amount of rows. Row 1, 2, 3. Okay? Now we already know the answer is the same one. So we can fill it right in. It's the exact same thing. It's a mirrored version. So that's 3. So you should write in 3 in both of those. So now we go down to our problem, and it says 18 divided by 3 equals 9 divided by 3 plus 9 divided by 3. What's the answer to 9 divided by 3? 3, they already put in for us. And the other one is a 3. They actually gave us the answer at the bottom. 3 plus 3 equals 6. Remember, go all the way back up to the top. 18 divided by 3 equals 6. And you can actually check that one. 18 is the total, the whole array. 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18. And it divided us into 3 columns. There's only 3 of them. And then this answer is the amount of rows. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay? That's the answer to number 1. If you need to erase it or pause it, and we can, and then restart it once you get all your answers. Remember, you're writing in the things with the orange. You don't have to worry about over here yet. We're going to go to the second one, letter B. Let me write it up while you guys get ready. 21 divided by 3 equals. I'm going to do circles because they're so much easier than me making triangles, okay? Okay, here we go. They had already given us some answers. Now, all the problems of still. So we first look at the sign, division. So we know we're breaking it up. We're going to break it up into two different problems, and we're counting either our rows or our columns. What's this 3 show us? Is this showing us columns or rows? Columns, right? Because there's only 3 of them. How many rows are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 rows? No, we're talking columns. 1, 2, 3. So we are just counting the amount of rows. Okay? So 15 divided by 3, it broke it up. We have our 3 columns, 1, 2, 3, and the 5 equals the amount of rows. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So they gave us that answer. Now, if the first one's counting by rows, the second is the same thing. We're still asking the amount of rows in this, and it's from this broken line, so it's only this. 6. So that means we got to count up our 6. Let's make sure that there's only 6 here. 3, 6. Okay, we divide it into 3. Is 3 columns or rows? 3 is the columns. 1, 2, 3. So that means the answer's got to be the amount of rows, which is 1, 2. Okay, so now they put us down here. They did 15 divided by 3. They already gave us 5. What was the answer of 6 divided by 3? 2. And 5 plus 2 equals 7. Take this answer. Remember, we got to go all the way back up to the top because that's the total answer, and that's 7. Now, while you're writing that down, they may eventually have us break our own brackets up into it. Okay? This is just a quick example before we go to the next one. Let's just say they gave us that. Okay? And they said, put the dotted line underneath to separate the two problems. So if we're looking at division, we know that this first number is the amount of what? Total circles. So you would count up 15, then do your line. You have to make sure you're counting them sideways though, not up and down because it won't do it that way. So then we would go 3, 6, 9, 12, 15. Okay. And then we could check. There should only be 6 on this next set. 3, 6. We're good. Right? That's just something that they may have us do down the road. Let's do letter C now. Letter C says 24 divided by 4 equals. Now we're going with 4. Okay. Did they give us any answers? Oh, no. Okay. So that's how they wrote it up. They broke it up. They're looking at 24 divided by 4. We already know that the 24, because we're talking about division, is the total amount. All of them. Not above or below. The 24 is all of the blocks. Circles, triangles. So if we were to count by 4s, you would be able to get 24 altogether. 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24. Okay, so then they broke it up. These two lines are the two different ones now. They broke it up into two different division problems. So let's go to this one. This one means we got 20. 20 altogether, so if you were to count them yourself, you could actually figure out that this up into this line is 20. 4, 8, 12, 16, 20. We're good. Now we divide it into 4. Is the 4 the amount of columns or the amount of rows? Columns. And these, on this set, these are always going to be the amount of columns, okay, because it breaks it up that way. Always the second number in these examples that we're doing are going to be the columns, because this 4 is going to talk about all the columns. The columns can't change. No matter if I kept adding circles, it would still be 1, 2, 3, 4 columns. We could change our rows. Can't change the columns right now. Okay? So 20 divided by 4. We know 4 is the amount of columns, so that means the answer is the amount of rows that go sideways. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay? And then we go to the second problem now. 4 divided by 4 equals. So, the 4 is telling us columns. 1, 2, 3, 4. The answer is the amount of rows. How many rows do I have in here? 1. Okay? Now 24 divided by 4. Let's fill in our answers. 20 divided by 4 is 5. And they didn't even give us this one. This one we can find up here, but this first number, when we're dividing, is always the total amount of circles. So how many circles do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4. They already told us, so it's a 4. And what is the answer of 4 divided by 4? It equals 1. 5 plus 1 is 6. And then go all the way to the top again and write out 6. Okay, here's letter C. Now let's try D. So you should have 6, then a 5, a 1. Then this problem should be a 4 in there. And then 5 plus 1, and then 6. And to check, 6 is the amount of rows. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Perfect. Last one, letter D. 36 divided by 4 equals, and then they broke it up into okay. They did. Okay. This one gave us the least amount of answers. So let's see if we can figure it out on our own. Okay. Letter D. So 36 is the total. We're dividing. We're not multiplying, so we're dividing by 4. Let's start right from the start. What does the 4 equal? The amount of columns or rows? It's going to equal the amount of columns. They gave it to us because we can count 4 columns. Okay? Like I said, on these arrays like this, it's going to be columns because they can't split it this way. They're going to do columns. Okay? So now, they broke it down. We know that all of these answers are going to be the amount of rows. Okay? So, 20 divided by 4 columns. How many rows do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay? And 16 divided by 4. We have 4 columns, 1, 2, 3, 4. So now let's count our rows from the dotted lines down. 1, 2, 3, 4. Remember, with multiplication, you can always multiply backwards. If you count by 5s 4 times, does it equal 20? 5, 10, 15, 20? Yep, that's counting by 5s. And if we count by our 4s 4 times, does it go to 16? 4, 8, 12, 16. Yep, so we're good. Now let's fill in the answers. We know in division, the first number is the amount of total objects. So 36 divided by 4, yep, equals, we're still figuring that out. Now they didn't give us the 2 problems. What 2 problems did we already put up here? What divided by 4 is in the first one? 20. And then the second one, what divided by 4? 16, because there's a total of 16. Now, these are our answers. What were the answers of 20 divided by 4? 5. What was our answer of 16 divided by 4? 4. What's 5 plus 4? 9. And then remember, we gotta go all the way to the top again. 9. And to check, we already know that the 4 shows columns, so the 9 will be rows. Let's count, make sure that there's 9 rows. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Check. We're good. Alright guys, tomorrow I'm going to just do the equal expression one. We're going to do that tomorrow, and then we're going to start lesson 20 on Thursday. Okay? Bye. Have a good day.